Good morning. Good morning. My name is Kaden Small, and I will be your hostess with the mostest over here this morning for you. All right. Before we get started, I just want to preface this by saying, listen, this is a competition, but we clap for everyone. We give them energy going on, and we give them energy going off. So let's go ahead and rehearse it right now. There we go. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go on stage. I'm gonna go on stage, and then I need you to clap for me. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now. Can you hear me? Awesome. I'm gonna get off the stage and clap for me again. Okay? All right. All right, all right. Now that we got our practice in, welcome to the 2024 Poetry Out Loud competition. Moving forward, I just want you all to know that as we progress in this competition, I just want you all to give everyone here positive praise. I'm about that. I really want everyone to make sure that all the poets that come onto the stage get affirmed to their best ability. Like I said, give them your energy. It'll improve their performances because at the end of the day, it is a performance and we're performing for all of you. So as an artist myself, I like to try to really, drill that into everything that I do. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of the history of the competition, because for us to really understand what this competition is, we have to know where it came from, right? The National Endowment for the Arts and the Poetry Foundation created Poetry Out Loud, which is managed in partnership with state and jurisdictional arts agencies and their partners. Poetry Out Loud is the national arts education program that encourages the study of great poetry by offering educational materials and dynamic recitation competition for the high school students across the country. Since the program began in 2005, more than 4.1 million students and 68,000 teachers, Jesus, that's a lot, and 17,000 schools and organizations across the nation have participated in Poetry Out Loud. Poetry Out Loud begins at the local level with students or organization winners advancing to a school-wide competition, then to the state competitions in February and March, and then to the national finals in the spring. So all of the students that you're going to see here have competed already. They worked really hard to get here, which is why I said it's important that you give them your positive energy, because they had to beat a lot of people to get here. And this is just one of many for them to progress to the next stage, okay? Woo-hoo, claps. I'm big on claps, y'all. All right, so I think it's time that we actually welcome the students in. So in alpha order, here they are. Until they sit down, keep going. Go ahead and cheer for them. Woo!
Perhaps the world ends here by Joy Harjo.
I Am a Fool to Love You by Cornelius Eady.
Zacuan Papalotls by Brenda Cardenas.
By Walt Whitman.
By Sharon Olds.
By Francis Ellen Watkins.
By Matthew Arnold.
I, as a poet, believe all people need more poetry than they already have in their lives. And so I was very, very excited when I heard about Poetry Out Loud.
I myself was in high school when I began my commitment to writing poetry, and I'm glad I did. It changed the course of my life. One of the things I love most about this evening is that the work represented here is diverse and varied and shows the incredible breadth of American poetics.
Poetry Out Loud was started by the Poetry Foundation and the National Endowment for the Arts.
It is a national arts education program that encourages the study of great poetry by bringing free educational materials to teachers and a dynamic recitation competition to high school students all across the country. Doing Poetry Out Loud was so different than anything else I'd really experienced, because the connection that I made with both this poet and with myself and with the audience, it's given me a chance to look outside of my own bubble.
I still struggle with speaking up when I need to, but I know that I can. I have the ability to command a room, and I learned that through this program, that my voice can be heard.
The magic of Poetry Out Loud is at the classroom level. Poetry Out Loud hits on all 4 pillars of our English language arts class. We have reading, writing, speaking, and listening, all in the Poetry Out Loud program. So for the person doing the recitation, they're thinking about their pace, volume, articulation, dramatic appropriateness, their gestures, and for the audience, they're consuming great poetry. That's special.
I think I have carried a lot of what I've learned and what I experienced through Poetry Out Loud, both in my friendships and my relationships with my family, and even at work, expressing emotionally to other people.
It's so exciting to see how much it's grown since our beginnings. We're nationwide, it's reached millions of students, and we're so excited to see how far we can take this program in the future.
I believe that poetry is actually at the root of our relationship with creative language and creativity in language. Students who experience Poetry Out Loud, I hope will walk away with this perspective that they can write and do and be all of the things that they are bringing to the stage.
Everyone in the audience leaves a Poetry Out Loud event feeling deeply touched, hopeful for humanity, and heartened. And to me, that's what poetry does for us. It humanizes us. And teenagers need to know they have that power.
Do Poetry Out Loud because it only gives, and being a part of that is so amazing.
I have a few words from one of our lovely people here, Susan Bennett. Give her a clap on stage.
Hello and welcome. Your only obligation in any lifetime is to be true to yourself. That's a Richard Bach quote, one of my favorite authors. I'm so happy to see all of you. I've been emailing you. This is a new position for me as Florida State coordinator for Poetry Out Loud. I'm also faculty here in St. Petersburg at USF, and I hope you will really enjoy our campus while you're here, and maybe you'll even come here, some of you. And I just want to congratulate you for being here, and good luck and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Before we move forward, I just want to reiterate some things. Make sure when you come and you perform, this goes out to all of my performers tonight, that you are following the rules. As in, like I said earlier, stating your name, the author of the poem that you're reciting, and the name of the actual poem. But yes, moving forward on to the next thing. So I think it's time you learned who your judges were. Don't you agree? Yes. We're gonna go through the line one by one. I actually know one of the judges, so this is actually gonna be pretty fun. So the first judge we have is Curtis Davis. Curtis Davis was born and raised in Tampa, Florida. He's been writing and performing poetry since his youth in high school and has traveled all over the states competing in international, national, and regional poetry slam competitions. He's got a long resume, y'all. In 2018, he was ranked the 8th poet in the world after becoming a finalist in the individual World Poetry Slam held in San Diego, also known as IWOPS. He is the creative director of the 501c3 nonprofit Heard 'em Say Youth Arts Collective. Shout out to them, snaps. And the co-founder of Grow House, an artistic collective dedicated to growing community, growing culture, and growing creatives through poetry and hip hop. Another round of applause for Curtis. He does incredible work in the community. Our next judge that we have is Tyler Gillespie. Ooh, you got a long bio. Tyler Gillespie is a 5th-generation Floridian whose multi-genre writing often focuses on the state's environment, its historical culture, and LGBTQ plus communities. He's reported on topics for Rolling Stones, The Washington Post, GQ, The Guardian, The Daily Best, Vice, and Playboy. His poems appear in numerous anthologies, while his humor writing can be found in The New Yorker, McSweeney's Internet Tendencies, and the LGBTQ comedic monologues that are actually funny. High five for him. All right, and this next person you actually saw on the stage earlier, Miss Susan Bennett. Actually, no, Dr. Susan Bennett. I stand corrected. That DR is important. Dr. Susan Bennett is an associate professor of literacy studies at the University of South Florida St. Petersburg campus. She taught elementary school for a little over 6 years on the Navajo Reservation in New Mexico and in the urban schools in Ohio and Florida. Susan is passionate about educational equity, children's multicultural literature writing, and visual and performing arts. Another hand clap for Susan. And finally, last but certainly not least, Peyton McManus. I said that correctly, right? Yes. Peyton McManus is also an accuracy judge. Is a creative writing major at USF St. Pete. She published her first book of poetry when she was 16 and was president and founder of her high school's creative writing club. She has been an editor-in-chief of several published literary magazines and continues to be passionate about all things writing and English. Let's give some more hand claps for her. All right, now it's time that I introduce you to someone who's actually going to be taking stage and performing for us. So remember what I said earlier, you clap when they go on, you clap when they go off. So let's give a round of applause for Erin McCoy.
Hello, can you hear me all right? All right, I'm so honored to be here with you all. You should be so proud of yourselves. You've already accomplished so much and proven how hardworking and talented you are. Excited for today. I'm going to read one short poem. It's called How a Lake Flash Froze a Herd of Horses. One bird died and one bird made it. Capsules of light, the sky sheepish. I carved my own ring. I mean, the rain fell around my hand on the railing. Before I knew who I am with you looking, the nest, the birds, the ship, how those northern lakes groaned, wide as hinges. Look how much I had. Meanwhile, the horses. Have I told you this? Birches melting like drools of frosting, horses with ash caked on their gums saw the lake and charged in, cold, wide, uncut. One bird dead and one diminished. I tried to feed it every day. Have I told you this? At least one speck of dust is a requisite catalyst to freeze water. The horses, in one instant. Since then, no one has touched them. They are there now, noses flared, snorting up all the bright, 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 never expelling it. You loved me this much. How could I keep it? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. A little bit more about Erin. Erin is actually one of our judges as well. Erin L. McCoy's poetry collection, Rex, is forthcoming from Naomi's Press, was a finalist for Naomi's Books and Awards. Her poetry and fiction have appeared in American Poetry Review, Narrative, Bennington's Review, Conjunctions, and other publications. Her work has appeared in the Best New Poets Anthology twice, snaps to that, and she was a finalist for the Missouri's Review 2021, Miller's Audio Prize. Erin is an assistant poetry editor at Narrative, a proofreader at Penguin Random House, and acquisitions editor for Seattle-based publisher Entre Rios Books. She holds an MFA in creative writing and an MA in Spanish and Latin American literature from the University of Washington. And she's also from Louisville, Kentucky. So we have Erin McCoy, Tyler Gillespie, Curtis Davis. Hold on. I forgot just that quick. I'm not the best with names. I'm so sorry, y'all. And Peyton McManus. And then our prompter is Susan Bennett. Everyone good? Earlier today, we had a little icebreaker from the Poetry Club. We also had a special guest, Nyesha. It was awesome. The students really got a little loose. Hopefully that energy can translate into these poetry competition. I just wanted to take the time to really express my gratitude for all of you that are here and know no matter what the results are, that you're all the winners at the end of the day, okay? All right, more claps.
Rocky and I are so excited to have Poetry Out Loud here at USF St. Pete. I can't wait to have all these budding poets who are here. They're so creative, so amazing. This is one of my favorite events of the entire year. And in fact, Rocky, in honor of this event, I wrote a little poem. So I'm going to give it a try. So let's see how it goes. Rocky, the bull with great flair, danced in the sun without a care. His hooves tapped so light, he moonwalked all night. He's a mascot beyond all compare. I know. It's not Shakespeare, but, cut me a break. So, what's that, Rocky? You wrote a poem for me? Oh, I can't wait. Thank you. Rocky is written. Roses are red. Candy is sweet. I love you as much as I love USF St. Pete. That's awesome. Thank you, Rocky. Hey, to all you poets, I know yours are going to be so much better. We're really looking forward. Good luck in the competition, and thanks so much for all that you do. And as always, what we're going to say is, go Bulls.
Go Bulls, go Bulls. All right, just so we can understand the order of the competition, it is in alphabetical order within this first round. Then I believe we reverse it the second order, so we'll go the opposite direction. And then for the last one, it'll also be in alphabetical order based on the top 10. Awesome. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and introduce our very first performer to the stage. So basically how this works is I'll call you up. We kind of rehearsed earlier. You perform your piece, make sure you state your name, the name of the poem, and the author of the poem that you are reciting. So our first performer is Zuha Al-Sadi.
Hello. My poem is A Hope is a Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches on the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash this little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it on the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Zuha. Judges, are we ready? Gotcha. All right, all right. Our next performer is going to be Jillian Casey.
Hi, my name is Gillian Casey, and I'm going to be performing The Arrow in the Song by Stevie Smith. I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for so swiftly it flew the sight, could not follow in its flight. I breathed a song into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where. For who has sight so keen and strong that it can follow in the flight of a song? Long, long afterward in an oak, I found the arrow still unbroke, and the song from beginning to end, I found again in the heart of a friend. Thank you.
Our next performer is going to be Shamika Charles.
My name is Shamika Charles, and I will be performing Thine Own by Josephine Delphine Henderson Hurd. To live and not be thine own, like springtime is when birds are flown, or liberty in prison bars, or evening skies without the stars, like diamonds that are lusterless, or rest when there's no weariness, like lovely flower that have no scent, or music when the sound is spent. Thank you.
While we wait on the judges to deliberate. Y'all want to hear a bad joke? I found a wooden shoe in my toilet. Turns out it was clogged. I love bad jokes. Let's give the judges a few more moments. All right. Our next performer is going to be Luis Diaz Gallardo.
I'm Luis Diaz. My poem is April Midnight by Arthur Simmons. Side by side through the streets at midnight, roaming together through the tumultuous night of London in the miraculous April weather. Roaming together under the gaslight. Days work over. How the spring calls to us here in the city, calls to the heart from the heart of a lover. Cool, the wind blows, fresh in our faces, cleansing, entrancing. After the heat and the fumes and the footlights where you dance and I watch your dancing. Good it is to be here. Together, good to be roaming even in London, even at midnight. Lover like in a lover's glooming. You, the dancer, and I, the dreamer, children together. Wandering lost in the night of London, in the miraculous April weather. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is going to be Cone DiPiero.
Hey, I'm Cohen DePiro, and I will be performing "The Poet as Hero" by Siegfried Sassoon. You've heard me, scornful, harsh, and discontented, mocking and loathing war. You've asked me why. Of my old silly sweetness, I've repented. My ecstasies changed to an ugly cry. You are aware that once I sought the Grail, riding in armor bright, serene and strong. And it was told that through my infant wail there rose immortal semblances of song. But now, I've said goodbye to Galahad, and am no more the knight of dreams and show. For lust and senseless hatred make me glad, and my killed friends are with me where I go. Wound for red wound, I burn to smite their wrongs. And there is absolution in my songs.
All right. On to our next performer. Our next performer is going to be Jedediah Flood.
My name is Jedediah Flood, and this is Break, Break, Break by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Break, break, break on thy cold gray stones, O sea. Ah, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me. Oh, well, for the fisherman's boy that he shouts with his sister at play. Oh, well, for the sailor lad that he sings in his boat on the bay. And the stately ships go on to their haven under the hill. But, oh, for the touch of a vanished hand and the sound of a voice that is still. Break, break, break. At the foot of thy crags, O sea, but the tender grace of a day that is dead will never come back to me.
All right. Our next performer will be Zaire Floyd.
Lift Every Voice and Sing by James Weldon Johnson. Lift every voice and sing. till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed? We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now, we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright stars cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who has brought us thus far on the way, Thou who has by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Sydney Fontenot.
Hello, today I will be performing The World is About to End and My Grandparents Are in Love by Kara Jackson. Still, living like they orbit one another, my grandfather, the planet, and grandma, his moon, assigned by some gravitational pull. They've loved long enough for a working man to retire. Grandma says she's not tired. She wears her husband like a coat that survives every season, talks about him the way my parents talk about vinyl. The subject salvaged by the tent of their tongues. Grandma returns to her love like a hymn, marks it with color. When the world ends, will it suck the earth of all its love? Will I go taking somebody's hand, my skin becoming their skin? The digital age is taking away our winters, and I'm afraid the sun is my soulmate. That waste waits for a wet kiss. Carbon calls me pretty, and I think death is a good first date. I hope when the world ends, it leaves them be. Spares Grandpa and his game, Grandma spinning corn into weight, the two of them reeling into Western theme songs, the TV louder than whatever's coming. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer will be Sofia Giannazio.
Poem Toward People by Ariel Yellen. I've always been obsessed with people, whether or not I know them. Obsessed by our knowledge of each other, the quality of connection, our friendship or non-friendship, its relation to other connections. Obsessed with the way a new connection can change pre-existing ones, reorder them, renew them, fine-tune or disappear them by the light pressure of another's existence, which in turn grows me. Obsessed by memory and lack of memory for the way things were. I don't think I'd recognize you if I saw you on the street, though in the past, so obsessed, I thought almost everyone was you. Obsessed with leaving people so I can obsess about them again. By thinking with and through people, dead and alive, without whom I'd be a different person, think different thoughts. Even obsessed with the version of me I don't know. Walking around, having met different people, thinking different thoughts, moving in a different direction, away from people and toward the self, or the desert, or the sea, or the God, or the page, or the mountain, or the canyon, or the forest, or the dark.
Oh. Y'all want to hear another bad joke? I got one. My dream job has been always to clean mirrors because I can really see myself doing it. Awesome. Our next performer is going to be Nevaeh Glover.
My name is Nevaeh Glover, and this is Hip Hop Guzzle by Patricia Smith. Gotta love those brown girls, munching on fat, swinging blue hips, decked out in shells and splashes, lordy, bringing them woo hips. As the jukebox teases, watch my sister's throat the heartbreak, inhaling bass line, cracking backbone and singing through hips. Like something boneless, we glide silent, seeping between floorboards, wrapping around the hems, and ooh-wee, clinging like glue hips. Engines grinding, rotating, smoking. Gotta pull back some. Natural minds are lost at the mere sight of ringing true hips. Gotta love us girls. Strutting down Manhattan streets, killing the menfolk with a dose of that stinging view. Hips. Crying about getting old. Patricia, you need to get up off what God gave you. Say a prayer and start slinging. Cue hips. Thank you.
Our next performer is Mia Gonzalez Lozado.
Hello, my name is Mia Gonzalez, and I will be performing Sonnet 18, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day by William Shakespeare. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a day. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from spare sometime decline by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can breathe, and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Thank you.
Our next performer will be Shepherd Griffin.
Hi, my name is Shepherd Griffin, and today I'll be reciting. Okay. Hi, my name is Shepherd Griffin, and today I'll be reciting My Partner Wants Me to Write Them a Poem About Sheryl Crow, written by Caleb Ray Condrilli. But all I want to do is marry them on a beach that refuses to take itself too seriously. So much of our lives have been serious. Over time, I've learned that love is most astonishing when it persists after learning where we come from. When I bring my partner to my childhood home, it is all bullets and needles and trash bags held at arm's length. It is my estranged father's damp bed of cardboard and cigar boxes filled with gauze and tarnished spoons. It is hard to clean a home, but it is harder to clean the memory of it. When I was young, my father would light lavender candles and shoot up. Now my partner and I lit a fire that'll burn all traces of the family that lived here. Black plastic smoke curdles up, and loose bullets discharge in the flames. My partner holds my hand as gunfire rings through the birch trees. Though this is almost beautiful, it is not. And if I'm being honest, my partner and I spend most of our time on Earth feeding one another citrus fruits and enough strength to go on. Every morning, I pack them half a grapefruit and some sugar. And they tell me it's just sweet enough. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Sophia Hogarth.
Hi, my name is Sophia Hogarth, and today I will be performing Our Lady of Perpetual Loss by Deborah A. Miranda. Thank you. Maybe all losses before this one are practice. Maybe all grief that comes after her death seems tame. I wish I knew how to make dying simple. Wish my mother's last week were not constructed of clear plastic tubing, IVs, oxygen hiss, cough medicine, morphine patches, radiation tattoos, the useless burn on her chest. I'm still the incurable optimist, she whispers. You're still the eternal pessimist. My sister sleeps on a sofa. Our brother, exhausted, rolls up in a blanket on the hard floor. Curled in a rented white bed, our mother's body races to catch up with her driven, nomadic soul. Those nights alone, foster care, empty beer bottles taught us she was always, already vanishing. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Jack Johnson.
I am Jack Johnson, and I will be performing In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved, and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Our next performer is My Cutlass.
Wow.
Some real tall people.
My name is Mai Colas, and I will be performing Acquainted with the Night by Robert Frost. I have been one acquainted with the night. I have walked out in rain and back in rain. I have outwalked the furthest city light. I have looked down the saddest city lane. I have seen the watchman on his beat and dropped my eyes, unwilling to explain. I have stopped the sound of feet when from far away an interrupted cry came over houses from another street. But not to call me back or say goodbye. Yet further still, at an unearthly height, one luminary clock against the sky proclaimed the time was neither wrong nor right. I have been one acquainted with the night. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Ava Grace Lancy.
Hi, I'm Ava Grace, and I will be performing 1969 by Alex Dimitrov. This summer, everyone left for the moon, even those yet to be born, and the dead who can't vacation here, but met us all there by the veil between worlds. The #1 song in America was In the Year 2525, because who has ever lived in the present when there's so much the future to continue without us? How the best lover won't need to forgive you and surely take everything off your hands without having to ask, without knowing your name, no matter the number of times you married or didn't. Your favorite midnight movie, the cigarettes you couldn't give up, wanting to kiss other people you shouldn't, and now to forever be kissed by the earth, in the earth, with the earth, when we all briefly left it to look back on each other from above, shocked by how bright even our pain is, running wildly beside us like an underground river. And whatever language is good for, a sign, a message left up there that reads, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind, then returned to continue the war. Thank you."
All right. Our next performer is Ava McDonald.
Hi. Oh. Hi, I'm Ava MacDonald, and my poem is Lift Every Voice and Sing by none other than James Weldon Johnson. Lift every voice and sing. Tell earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won.
Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod. Felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father signed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who has brought us thus far on our way, Thou who has by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Mariana Medina.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mariana Medina, and I will be performing The Author to Her Book by Anne Bradstreet. Thou ill-formed offspring of my feeble brain, who, after birth, didst by my side remain, till snatched from thence by friends less wise than true, who, thee abroad, exposed to public view, made thee in rags, halting to the press to trudge, where errors were not lessened, all may judge. At thy return my blushing was not small, my rambling brat in print should mother call. I cast thee by as one unfit for light, thy visage was so irksome in my sight, yet, being mine own, at length affection would thy blemishes amend, if so I could. I washed thy face, but more defects I saw, and rubbing off a spot still made a flaw. I stretched thy joints to make thee even feet, yet still thou runst more hobbling than is meet. In better dress to trim thee was my mind, but not save homespun cloth in the house I find. In this array, amongst vulgars mayest thou roam, in critics' hands beware thou dost not come, and take thy way where yet thou art not known. If for thy father asked, say thou hadst none. And for thy mother, she, alas, is poor, which caused her thus to send thee out of door. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Dominique Mercado.
My name is Dominique Mercado, and this is To the Poor by Anna Letitia Barbold. Child of distress, who meets the bitter scorn of fellow men, to happier prospects born. doomed art and nature's various stores to see flow in full cups of joy, and not for thee, who seest the rich to heaven and fate resigned, bear thy afflictions with a patient mind, whose bursting heart disdains unjust control, who feels oppression's iron in thy soul, who drags the load of faint and feeble years, whose bread is anguish and whose water tears. Bear thy wrongs, fulfill thy destined hour, bend thy meek neck beneath the foot of power. But when thou feelst the great deliverer nigh, and thy freed spirit mounting seeks the sky, let no vain fears thy parting hour molest, no whispered terror shake thy quiet breast. Think not their threats can work thy future woe, nor deem the Lord above like lords below. Safe in the bosom of that love repose, by whom the sun gives light, the ocean flows. Prepare to meet a Father undismayed, nor fear the God whom priests and kings have made. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Sarah Metellus.
My name is Sarah Metellus, and I'll be performing Nothing to Do by James Ephraim McGirt. The fields are white, the laborers are few, yet say the idle there's nothing to do. Jails are crowded, and Sunday schools few. We still complain there's nothing to do. Drunkards are dying, your sons, it is true. Mother's arms folded with nothing to do? Heathens are dying. Their blood falls on you. How can you people find nothing to do? Thank you.
Our next performer is Janessa Montilla.
Hello, my name is Janessa Montilla, and today I will be performing Miss You. Would like to grab that chilled tofu we love by Gabrielle Calvo-Caresi. Do not care if you bring only your light body. Would just be so happy to sit at the table and talk about the menu. Miss you. Wish we could bet which chilies they'll put on the cubes of tofu. Our favorite, sometimes green, sometimes red. Roasted we always thought, but so cold and fresh. How did they do it? Wish you could be here to talk about it like it was so important. Wish you could. Watched you on the screens as I was walking, as I was cooking. Wished you could get out of the hospital. Can't bring myself to order our dish and eat it in the car. Miss you laughing. Miss you coming in from the cold or one too many meetings, laughing. I'll order already. I'll order 7 helpings, some dumplings, those cold yam noodles that you like. You can come in your light body or skeleton or be invisible. I don't even care. Know you have a long way to travel. No, I don't even know if it's long at all. Wish you could tell me what you're reading, if you're reading. Miss you. I'm at the table in the back.
All right. Our next performer is Jared Mosca.
My name is Jared Mosca, and the poem I'll be performing is History by Camille Rankine. Our stone wall was built by slaves, and my bones are paid for. We have 2 of everything, twice heavy in our pockets, warming our 2 big hands. This is the story as I know it. One morning, the ships came as foretold, and death, pearl-handled, almost and completely how cheap a date I turned out to be. Each finger weak with the memory, lost teeth, regret. Our ghosts walk the shoulders of the road at night. I get the feeling that you've been lying to me. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Hadley Murphy.
My name is Hadley Murphy, and my poem is Sonnet 15, When I Consider Everything That Grows, by William Shakespeare. When I consider everything that grows, holds in perfection but a little moment, that this huge stage presenteth not, but shows, whereon the stars in secret influence comment. When I perceive that men, as plants, increase, cheered and checked even by the selfsame sky, vaunt in their youthful sap at height, decrease, and wear their brave state out of memory. Then the conceit of this inconstant stay sets you, most rich in youth, before my sight, where wasteful time debateth with decay to change your day of youth to sullied night. And all in war with time for love of you, as he takes from you, I engraft you new. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Charlotte Neiman.
Good morning. My name is Charlotte Nyman, and today I will be performing Ozymandias by Percy B. Shelley. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown of wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things. The hand that mocked them, the heart that fed, and on a pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty in despair. Thing beside remains, round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Abigail Pruden.
Hi, my name is Abigail Pruden, and this is Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, the heart that fed. And on the pedestal, these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Thank you.
Our next performer is Lizzie Rodson.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Rodson, and I'm going to be performing Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to clean the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade wind soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. Thank you.
Good. All right. Our next performer is Evelyn Sanchez.
Hello, my name is Evelyn Sanchez, and I will be performing To Have Without Holding by Marge Piercy. Learning to love differently is hard. Love with the hands wide open. Love with the doors banging on their hinges. The cupboard unlocked. The wind roaring and whimpering in the rooms, rustling the sheets and snapping the blinds that thwack like rubber bands in an open palm. It hurts to love wide open, stretching the muscles that feel as if they're made of wet plaster, then of blunt knives, then of sharp knives. It hurts to thwart the reflexes of grab, of clutch to love and let go again and again. It pesters to remember the lover who is not in the bed, to hold back what is owed to the work that gutters like a candle in a cave without air. To love consciously, conscientiously, concretely, constructively. I can't do it, you say. It's killing me. But you thrive. You glow on the street like a neon raspberry. You float and sail, a helium balloon, bright bachelor's button blue, and bobbing on the cold and hot winds of our breath as we make and unmake in passionate diastole and systole, the rhythm of our unbound bonding. To have and not to hold, to love. We've minimized malice, hunger, and anger, moment by moment, balanced. Thank you.
Our next performer is Emily Sargent.
Hi, my name is Emily Sargent, and today I will be presenting How to Break a Curse by Daniela Budu Fortune. Lemon balm is for forgiveness. Pull up from the root, steep in boiling water. Add locust's wings, salt, the dried bones of hummingbirds. Drink when you feel ready. Drink even if you do not. Pepper seeds are for courage. Sprinkle them on your tongue. Sprinkle in the doorway and along the windowsill. Mix pepper and water to a thick paste. Spackle the cracks in the concrete. Anoint the parts in your hair. You need as much courage as you can get. Water is for healing. Leave a jar open beneath the full moon. Let it rest. Water your plants. Wash your face. Drink. The sharpened blade is for memory. Metal lives long, never grows weary of our comings and goings. Wrap this blade in newspaper. Keep beneath your bed. Be patient, daughter. Be patient. Thank you.
Our next performer is Marina Schmid.
Hello, my name is Marina Schmid, and I'll be performing the poem Where Did the Handsome Beloved Go? By Jalal al-Din Rumi, translated by Brad Gooch and Miriam Mortaz. Where did the handsome beloved go? I wonder, where did that tall, shapely cypress tree go? He spread his light among us like a candle. Where did he go? So strange. Where did he go without me? All day long, my heart trembles like a leaf. All alone at midnight, where did that beloved go? Go to the road and ask any passing traveler, that soul-stirring companion, where did he go? Go to the garden and ask the gardener, that tall, shapely rose stem, where did he go? Go to the rooftop and ask the watchman, that unique sultan, where did he go? Like a madman, I search in the meadows, that deer in the meadows, where did he go? My tearful eyes overflow like a river, that pearl in the vast sea, where did he go? All night long, I implore both moon and Venus, that lovely face, like a moon, where did he go? If he is mine, why is he with others? Since he's not here, to what there did he go? If his heart and soul are joined with God, and he left this realm of earth and water, where did he go? Tell me clearly, Shams of Tabriz, of whom it is said the sun never dies. Where did he go? Thank you.
Our next performer is Jessica Skimilovich.
Hi, my name is Jessica Smilovich, and I will be reciting Refusing Silence by Tess Gallagher. Heartbeat, trembling, your kingdom of leaves near the ceremony of water. I never insisted on you. I admit, I delayed. I was the empress of delay, but it can't be put off now. On the sacred branch of my only voice. I insist for us all, which is the job of the voice and especially of the poet. Else, what am I for? What use am I if I don't insist? There are messages to send, gatherings and songs, because We need to insist. Else, what are we for? What use are we? Thank you.
All right, our next performer is Kaz Shapiro.
Hello, my name is Kaz Shapiro, and today I will be performing The Kiss by Robert Graves. Are you shaken? Are you stirred by a whisper of love? Spellbound to a word, does time cease to move till her calm gray eye expands to a sky and the clouds of her hair like storms go by? Then the lips that you have kissed turn to frost and fire, and a white steaming mist obscures desire. So back to their birth fade water, air, earth, and the first power moves over void and dearth. Is that love? No, but death. A passion, a shout, the deep in breath, the breath roaring out, and once that is flown, you must lie alone, without hope, without life, poor flesh, sad bone. Thank you.
All right, now for our final performer of this round, Amy Zhu.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amy Jo, and I will be performing in Felix by Ada Isaacs Menken. Where is the promise of my years, once written on my brow? Errors, agonies, and fears brought with them all that speaks in tears, ere I had sunk beneath my peers. Where sleeps that promise now? Naught lingers to redeem those hours, still to memory sweet. The flowers that bloomed in sunny bowers are withered all, and evil towers, supreme above her sister powers of sorrow and deceit. I look along the columned years and see life's riven vein, just where it fell, amid the jeers of scornful lips whose mocking sneers forever hiss within mine ears to break the sleep of pain. I can own my life is vain, a desert void of peace. I missed the goal I sought to gain. I missed the measure of the strain that lulls fame's fever in the brain and bids earth's tumult cease. Myself, alas, for theme so poor, a theme but rich in fear. I stand a wreck on error's shore, a spectre, not within the door, a houseless shadow evermore, an exile lingering here.
All right, so pretty much, I know you've all been standing. So before we jump into the second round, I need everybody to stand up. Me and Amy are going to demonstrate for you. So what I'm going to need you to do is just shake. Got it? All right. 1, 2, 3, shake. Now spin around. Spin around the other way. Now jump up and down. There you go. You feeling better now? All right, feeling loosened up? Awesome. Okay. All right, we're gonna go into the second round. Appreciate it. All right, everybody can sit back with Zuha. All right. Welcoming to the stage, Amy Zhu.
Once again, my name is Amy Jo, and I will be performing Snowflake by William Baer. Timing's everything.
The vapor rises high in the sky, tossing to and fro, then freezes suddenly and crystallizes into a perfect flake of miraculous snow. For countless miles, drifting east above the world, whirling about in a swirling free-for-all, appearing aimless, just like love, but sensing, seeking out its destiny, falling to where the two young skaters stand, hand in hand, then flips and dips and whips itself, about to ever so gently land. A miracle. Across her unkissed lips, as he blocks the wind raging from the south, leaning forward to kiss her lovely mouth.
Our next performer is Kaz Shapiro.
Hello again. My name is Kaz Shapiro, and I will be performing Often Rebuked Yet Always Back Returning by Emily Bronte. Often rebuked, yet always back returning to those first feelings that were born with me, and leaving the busy chase of wealth and learning for idle dreams of things which cannot be. Today I will seek not the shadowy region. Its unsustaining vastness waxes drear, and visions rising, legion after legion, bring the unreal world too strangely near. I'll walk, but not in old heroic traces, and not in paths of high morality, and not among the half-distinguished faces, the clouded forms of long past history. I'll walk where my own nature would be leading. It vexes me to choose another guide, where the gray flocks in ferny glens are feeding, where the wild wind blows on the mountainside. What if those only mountains worth revealing? More glory and more grief than I can tell. The earth that wakes one human heart to feeling can center both the worlds of heaven and hell. Thank you.
Our next performer is Jessica Skimilovich.
Hi, again. My name is Jessica Smilovich, and I will be reciting How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need, by sun and candle light. I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with the love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all of my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Marina Schmid.
Hello, my name is Marina Schmid, and I'll be performing the poem We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile,
But oh, great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. Thank you.
All right. Our next performer is Emily Sargent.
Hi, my name is Emily Sargent, and today I will be presenting Envy by Mary Lamb. This rose tree is not made to bear the violet blue, nor lily fair, nor the sweet mignette. And if this tree were discontent, or wished to change its natural bent, it all in vain would fret. And should it fret, you would suppose, it ne'er had seen its own red rose, nor after gentle shower had ever smelled its rose's scent, or it could ne'er be discontent with its own pretty flower. Like such a blind and senseless tree as I've imagined this to be, all envious persons are. With care and culture, all may find some pretty flower in their own mind, some talent that is rare. Thank you.
Our next performer is Evelyn Sanchez.
Hello, my name is Evelyn Sanchez, and I will be performing Advice from La Llorona by Deborah A. Miranda, a found poem. Each grief has its unique side. Choose the one that appeals to you. Go gently. Your body needs energy to repair the amputation. Humor, phantom pain. Your brain cells are soaked with salt. Connections fail unexpectedly and often. Ask for help. Accept help. Read your grief like the daily newspaper. Headlines may have information you need. Scream. Drop kick the garbage can across the street. Don't feel guilty if you have a good time. Don't act as if you haven't been hit by a Mack truck. Do things a little differently, but don't make a lot of changes. Revel in contradiction. Talk to the person who died. Give her a piece of your mind. Try to touch someone at least once a day. Approach grief with determination. Pretend the finish line doesn't keep receding. Lean into the pain. You can't outrun it. Thank you.
Our next performer is Lizzie Rodson.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Rodson, and I'm going to be doing If I Had Known by Alice Moore Dunbar Nelson. If I had known 2 years ago how drear this life should be, and crowd upon itself all strangely sad, mayhap another song would burst from out my lips, overflowing with the happiness of future hopes. Mayhap another throb than that of joy have stirred my soul into its inmost depths. If I had known. If I had known 2 years ago the impotence of love, the vainness of a kiss, how barren a caress. Mayhap my soul to higher things have soared, nor clung to earthly love and tender dreams, but ever up aloft into the blue empyrean, and that of the world of mind. If I had known. Thank you.
Our next performer is Abigail Pruden.
My name is Abigail Pruden, and this is Often Rebuked, Yet Always Back Returning by Emily Bronte. Often rebuked, yet always back returning to those first feelings that were born with me, and leaving busy chase of wealth and learning for idle dreams of things which cannot be. Today I will seek not the shadowy region. Its unsustaining vastness waxes drear, and visions rising legion after legion bring the unreal world too strangely near. I'll walk, but not in old heroic traces, and not in paths of high morality, and not among the half-distinguished faces, the clouded forms of long past history. I'll walk where my own nature would be leading. It vexes me to choose another guide. Where the gray flocks in ferny glens are feeding, and the wild wind blows on the mountainside. What have those lonely mountains worth revealing? More glory and more grief than I can tell. The earth that wakes one human heart to feeling can center both the worlds of heaven and hell. Thank you.
All right, our next performer is Charlotte Neiman.
Good morning. My name is Charlotte Nyman, and I will be performing Carnival by Rebecca Lindenberg. The mask that burns like a violin, the mask that sings only dead languages, that loves the destruction of being put on, the mask that sighs like a woman even though a woman wears it, the mask beaded with freshwater pearls with seeds, the plumed mask, the mask with a moon face. The healed gash that means harvest, a glower that hides wanting, a grotesque pucker. Here's a beaked mask, a braided mask, a mask without eyes, a mask that looks like a mask but isn't. Please don't try to unribbon it. The mask that snows coins, the mask full of wasps, the lace mask to net escaping thoughts. Pass me the rouged mask, the one made of sheet music, or the jackal mask, the hide-bound mask that renders lovers identical with night. Thank you.
Let's give it up for our next performer, Hadley Murphy.
Hi, I'm Hadley Murphy, and my poem is A Wing and a Prayer by Beth Ann Fennelly. We thought the birds were singing louder. We were almost certain they were. We spoke of this when we spoke, if we spoke, on our Zoom screens or in the backyard with our pod folk. Dang, you hear those birds? Don't they sound loud? We shouted to the neighbor, and from behind her mask, she agreed. The birds are louder this spring, this summer. I've never heard such loud birds. Listen to them sing. But the birds aren't singing louder. In fact, the opposite. Ornithologists have recorded lowered decibel levels of birdsong. In the absence of noise pollution, our planes overhead, our cars rushing past with their motors and horns, our bars leaking music onto the street corners. The birds don't need to shout. So why are we hearing birdsong now, when it is quieter? Because we need it more. Poetry in the pandemic, birdsong that was there all along. Thank you.
Let's welcome our next performer to the stage, Jared Mosca.
Hello again, I'm Jared Mosca, and I will be performing Durgeon Woods by George Meredith. A wind sways the pines, and below, at a breath of wild air, still as the mosses that glow on the flooring and over the lines of the roots here and there, the pine tree drops its dead. They are quiet as under the sea. Overhead rushes life in a race as the clouds chase, and we go, and we drop like the fruits of the tree. Even we, even so. Thank you.
All right, let's give a warm welcome to Janessa Mantilla.
Hello, my name is Janessa Montilla, and today I will be performing Friendship After Love by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. After the fierce midsummer, all ablaze has burned itself to ashes and expires in the intensity of its own fires. There come the mellow, mild St. Martin days crowned with the calm of peace, but sad with haze. So after love has led us till he tires of his own throes and torments and desires, comes large-eyed friendship with a restful gaze. He beckons us to follow, and across cool verdant vales, we wander free from care. Is it a touch of frost lies in the air? Why are we haunted with a sense of loss? We do not wish the pain back or the heat. And yet, these days are incomplete.
All right, let's give a warm welcome of applause to Sarah Methellis.
My name is Sarah Matthelis, and I'll be performing Broken Promises by David Kirby. I've met them in dark alleys, limping and one-armed, and I've seen them playing cards under a single light bulb and tried to join in, but they refused me rudely, knowing I would only let them win. I've seen them in the foyers of theaters, coming back late from the interval, long after the others have taken their seats, and in deserted shopping malls late at night, peering at things they can never buy. And I found them in a wood where I too have wandered. This morning, I caught one, small and stupid, too slow to get away. It was only a promise I'd made to myself once, but then forgot. But it screamed and kicked at me and ran to join the others, who looked at me with reproach in their long, sad faces. When I drew near them, they scurried away, even though they will sleep in my yard tonight. I hate them for their ingratitude. I have kept countless promises as dead now as Shakespeare's children. You bastards! He screamed. To love me. I gave you life. Thank you.
All right, a round of applause for our next performer, Dominique Mercado.
I'm Dominique Mercado, and this is Invisible Children by Mariana Llanos. Invisible children fall through the cracks of the system, like Alice in the rabbit hole. But these children won't find an eat me cake or a drink me bottle. They won't wake up on the lap of a loving sister. They'll open their eyes on the hand of a monster called negligence, who'll poke them with its sharp teeth and bait them with its heartless laughter, like a wild thing in a wild rumpus. But the children won't awake to the smell of a warm supper, nor will they find a purple crayon to draw an escape door or a window. Instead, they'll make a mirror of a murky puddle on the city street, which won't tell them they're beautiful, but it'll show their scars, as invisible to others as these children are. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome our next performer to the stage, Mariana Nadina.
Hello again, everyone. My name is Mariana Medina, and I will be performing Since There Is No Escape by Sarah Teasdale. Since there is no escape, since at the end my body will be utterly destroyed, this hand I love as I have loved a friend. This body I tended and wept with and enjoyed. Since there is no escape, even for me, who love life with a love too sharp to bear, the scent of orchards in the rain, the sea, and hours alone too still and sure for prayer. Since darkness waits for me, then all the more let me go down as waves sweep to the shore in pride, and let me sing with my last breath. In these few hours of light, I lift my head. Life is my lover. I shall leave the dead, if there is any way to baffle death.
All right, let's give a warm welcome to our next performer, Ava McDonald.
Hello again. My second poem is Cage Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown, but longed for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill. For the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome to the stage our next performer, Ava Grace Lancy.
Hi, I'm Ava. I'll be performing On Monsieur's Departure by Queen Elizabeth I. I grieve and dare not show my discontent. I love and yet am forced to seem to hate. I do, yet dare not say I ever meant. I seem stark mute, but inwardly do prate. I am and not. I freeze and yet am burned, since from myself another self I turned. My care is like my shadow in the sun, follows me flying, flies when I pursue it. Stands and lies by me, doth what I have done. His too familiar care doth make me rue it. No means I find to rid him from my breast, till by the end of things it be suppressed. Some gentler passion slide into my mind, for I am soft and made of melting snow. Or be more cruel, love, and so be kind. Let me or float or sink, be high or low. Or let me live with some more sweet content, or die, and so forget what love e'er meant. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome our next performer to the stage, Mai Colas.
Oh my God, it's my height this time. My name is Mai Colas, and I will be performing The Arrow in the Song by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for so swiftly it flew the sight could not follow in its flight. I breathed a song into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for whose sight is so keen and so strong to follow the flight of a song? Long, long afterward, in an oak, I found the arrow, still unbroke, and the song, from beginning to end, I found it again, in the heart of a friend. Thank you.
Let's welcome back to the stage our next performer, Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson is me. I will be performing Dawn by Ella Higginson. The soft tone clock upon the stair chimes 3, too sweet for sleep, too early yet to rise. In peaceful rest I lay with half-closed eyes, watching the hours go dreamily. The tide was flowing in. I heard the sea shivering across the sands. The skies were dim, uncertain, as the light that lies beneath the fretwork of some wild rose tree within the thicket gray. The chanticleer sent drowsy calls across the slumberous air. In solemn silence sweet it was to hear my own heart beat. Then broad and deep and fair, trembling in heaven's birth from heaven's womb, one crimson shaft of dawn sank through my room.
Let's welcome back to stage our next performer, Sophia Hogarth.
Hi again, my name is Sophia Hogarth, and I'll be performing Love Song by Dorothy Parker. My own dear love, he's strong and bold, and he cares not what comes after. His words ring sweet as a chime of gold, and his eyes are lit with laughter. As jubilant as a flag unfurled, oh, a girl, she'd not forget him. My own dear love, he is all my world, and I wish I'd never met him. My love, he's mad, and my love, he's fleet, and a wild young wood thing bore him. The ways are fair to his roaming feet, and the skies are sunlit for him. As sharply sweet to my heart he seems as the fragrance of acacia. My own dear love, he is all my dreams, and I wish he were in Asia. My love runs by like a day in June, and he makes no friends of sorrows. He'll tread his galloping rigadoon in the pathway of the morrows. He'll live his days where the sunbeams start, nor could storm or wind uproot him. My own dear love, he is all my heart, and I wish somebody'd shoot him. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome to the stage our next performer, Shepherd Griffin.
Hi, my name is Shepherd Griffin, and today I'll be reciting In a London Drawing Room, written by George Eliot. The sky is cloudy, yellowed by the smoke. For view, there are the houses opposite, cutting the sky with one long line of wall, like solid fog. Far as the eye can stretch, monotony of surface and of form, without a break to hang a gas upon. No bird can make a shadow as it flies, for all is shadow, as if in ways o'erhung by thickest canvas, where the golden rays are clothed in hemp. No figure lingering pauses to feed the hunger of the eye, or to rest a little on the lap of life. All hurry on and look upon the ground, or glance unmarkingly at the passers-by. The wheels are hurrying too. Cabs, carriages, all closed in multiplied identity. The world seems one huge prison house and court, where men are punished at the slightest cost with lowest rates of color, warmth, and joy. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome to the stage our next performer, Mia Gonzalez Lozaro.
Hello, I'm Mia Gonzalez Lazaro, and I will be performing I Felt a Funeral in My Brain by Emily Dickinson. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And when they all were seated, a service, like a drum, kept beating, till I thought my mind was going numb. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again. Then space began to toll, as all the heavens were a bell and being but an ear, and I in silence, some strange race, wrecked, solitary, here. And then a plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and hit a world at every plunge, and finished knowing then. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for our next performer, Nevaeh Glover.
My name is Nevaeh Glover, and this is We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts, we smile and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile. But, oh, great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing. But, oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet and long the mile. Let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask.
All right, let's welcome our next performer to the stage, Sophia Giannazio.
Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom.
All right, let's give a warm welcome to our next performer, Sydney Fontenot.
Hello, I am Sydney Fontenot, and I will be performing If I Had Known by Alice Moore Dunbar Nelson. If I had known 2 years ago how drear this life should be, and crowd upon itself all strangely sad. Mayhap another song would burst from out my lips, overflowing with the happiness of future hopes. Mayhap another throb than that of joy have stirred my soul into its inmost depths. If I had known, if I had known 2 years ago, the impotence of love, the vainness of a kiss, how barren a caress, mayhap my soul to higher things have soared. Nor clung to earthly loves and tender dreams, but ever up aloft into the blue empyrean. And there, to master all the world of mind, if I had known. Thank you.
Got another joke for y'all. Why 6 afraid of 7? Hey! It's a joke from my childhood, so you know. All right, bringing to the stage our next performer, Zaire Floyd.
The Affliction of Richard by Robert Bridges. Love not too much, but how when thou hast made me such, and dost thy gifts bestow, how can I love too much? Though I must fear to lose and drown my joy in care, with all its thorns, I choose the path of love and prayer. Though thou, I know not why, didst kill my childish trust, that breach with toil did I repair because I must. In spite of frighting schemes with which the fiends of hell blaspheme thee in my dreams, so far I have hoped well. But what the heavenly key, what marvel in me wrought shall quite exculpate thee? I have no shadow of thought. What am I that complain? The love from which began my question sad and vain justifies thee to man. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome to the stage our next performer, Jedediah Flood.
Hello, my name is Jedediah Flood, and this is Famous by Naomi Shihab Nye. The river is famous to the fish. The loud voice is famous. Silence, which knew that it would inherit the earth before anybody said so. Cat, sleeping on the fence, is famous to the birds watching him from the birdhouse. The tear is famous briefly to the cheek. The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth. More famous than the dress shoe, which is famous only to floors. The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men who smile while crossing streets, sticky children in grocery lines, famous as the one who smiled back. I want to be famous in the way that a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole. Not because it did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do.
All right, let's welcome to the stage our next performer, Cohen DiPiero.
Hey, I'm Cohen DePiro, and I will be presenting First Love by John Clare. I ne'er was struck before that hour with love so sudden and so sweet. Her face, it bloomed like a sweet flower and stole my heart away complete. My face turned pale as deadly pale. My legs refused to walk away. And when she looked, what could I ail? My life and all seemed turned to clay. And then my blood rushed to my face and took my eyesight quite away. The trees and bushes round the place seemed midnight at noonday. I could not see a single thing. Words from my eyes did start. They spoke as chords do from the string, and blood burnt round my heart. Are flowers the winter's choice? Is love's bed always snow? She seemed to hear my silent voice, not love's appeals to know. I never saw so sweet a face as that I stood before. My heart has left its dwelling place and can return no more.
All right, let's welcome our next performer back to stage, Luis Diaz Gallardo.
Hi, my name is Luis Diaz, and this is going to be Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts in the hard ground. So it is, and so it will be, for so it has been, time out of mind. Into the darkness they go. The wise and the lovely, crowned with lilies and with laurel they go. But I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers into the earth with you, be one with the dull, the indiscriminate dust, a fragment of what you felt, of what you knew. A formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers, quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love, they are gone. They are gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the blossom. Fragrant is the blossom. I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, down, down into the darkness of the grave. Gently they go. The beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go. The intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome our next performer to the stage, Shamika Charles.
My name is Shamika Charles, and this is A Poison Tree by William Blake. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe, I told it not. My wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Thank you.
All right. Let's welcome our next performer to the stage, Gillen Casey.
Hi, my name is Gillian Casey, and I'm going to be performing Not Waving But Drowning by Stevie Smith. Nobody heard him, the dead man, but still he lay moaning. I was much further out than you thought, and not waving, but drowning. Poor chap, he always loved larking, and now he's dead. It must have been too cold for him. His heart gave way, they said. Oh, no, 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 it was too cold always. So the dead one lay moaning. I was much too far out all my life, and not waving, but drowning. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to close out the second round with our final performer, Zuha Al-Asadi.
Hello, I am Zuha Al-Asadi, and I will be performing Invisible Children by Mariana Janas. Invisible children that fall through the cracks of the system, like Alice through the rabbit hole. They won't find and eat me cake or drink me bottle. They won't wake on the warm lap of a loving sister. Instead, they'll open their eyes on the hand of a monster named negligence that'll poke them with its sharp teeth and bait them with its heartless laughter. Like a wild thing in a wild rumpus. But these children won't awake to the smell of a warm supper, nor will they find a purple crayon to draw an escape door or window. Instead, they're forced to make a mirror out of a puddle on the city street that won't tell them they're beautiful, but will show their scars, as invisible to others as these children are. Thank you.
All right. Is that all the pictures? Huh? Oh, can I have a round of applause for all of the poets? All right, I'm gonna have everyone stay on stage. So everyone stay, come back. So this is how we're going to announce the top 10. If I say your name, you're gonna step forward, okay? First name, Jedediah Flood. Zaire Floyd. Sydney Fontenot. Nivea Glover. Dominique Mercado. Janessa Montilla. Hadley Murphy. Abigail Pruden. Evelyn Sanchez. And last but certainly not least, Marina Schmid. Can I get another round of applause for all of our poets? Can I have my top 10 stay on stage and then everyone else go back to your seats? Guess what, y'all? Another round of pictures. Let me get a good smile. Give me one silly one. Let me get another Go Bulls. Go Bulls. All right. Has everyone taken their pictures? Awesome. Can I have all of you go back to your seats? Let's give a warm welcome to our first performer of the final round, Jedediah Floyd.
My name is Jedediah Flood, and I will be performing The Second Coming by William Butler Yeats. Turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. Surely, some revelation is at hand. Surely, the second coming is at hand. The second coming! Hardly are those words out. Vast image out of Spiritus Mundi troubles my sight. Somewhere in sands of the desert, a shape with lion body and the head of a man, a gaze blank and pitiless as the sun, is moving its slow thighs. While all about it, real shadows of the indignant desert birds. The darkness drops again. And now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what rough beast, thou art come at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born?
Let's give a warm welcome to our next performer, Zaire Floyd.
Frederick Douglass by Robert Hayden. When it is finally ours, this freedom, this liberty, this beautiful and terrible thing needful to man as air, usable as earth. When it belongs at last to all. When it is truly instinct, brain matter, diastole, systole, reflex action. When it is finally one, when it is more than the gaudy mumbo jumbo of politicians, this man, this Douglas, this former slave, this Negro beaten to his knees, exiled, visioning a world where none is lonely, none hunted, alien. This man superb in love and logic, this man shall be remembered. Oh, not with statues, rhetoric, not with legends and poems and wreaths of bronze alone, but with the lives grown out of his life. The lives fleshing his dream of the beautiful, needful thing. Thank you.
All right. Let's give a nice, warm welcome and round of applause to our next performer, Sydney Fontenot.
Hello, I will be performing Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I'm not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts in the hard ground. So it is, so it will be, for so it has been, time out of mind. Into the darkness they go. The wise and the lovely, crowned with laurel and with lilies they go, but I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers, into the earth with you. Be one with the dull, the indiscriminate dust. A fragment of what you felt, of what you knew. A formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers, quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love, they are gone. They're gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the blossom. Fragrant is the blossom. I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, down, down into the darkness of the grave. Gently they go. The beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go. The intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned. Thank you.
All right. Let's give a warm welcome and round of applause for our next poet, Nivea Glover.
My name is Nivea Glover, and this is a self-portrait as Kendrick Lamar, Laughing to the Bank by Ashanti Anderson. This, what God feel like. Laughing alone in an empty room of tiny doors. Behind every door, a metal box. Inside each, a man's red heart lying. I don't write of the cartoonish thing split and jagged at its insides. Instead of how I break even across the same backs splendored by hate. I tell God, I understand. And what I mean is, I've noticed good people must die to let there be light in my house. We share a likeness, God and I, both laughing like something green folded in our throats. Laughing, meanwhile somebody's auntie asks for anything helps. Laughing when people say they don't want to read about the bad stuff. Crying, laughing as we pass our pain off as an offering plate. Sometimes a nervous chuckle, knowing trauma pays. But the only time I really laugh is when I'm laughing to the bank. Like, ah, ha.
All right, let's welcome our next poet to the stage, Dominique Mercado.
I am Dominique Mercado, and this is They Are Hostile Nations by Margaret Atwood. In view of the fading animals, the proliferation of sewers and fears, the sea clogging, the air nearing extinction, we should be kind. We should take warning. We should forgive each other. Instead, we are the opposite. We touch as though attacking the gifts we bring, even in good faith, maybe, warp in our hands to implements, to maneuvers. Put down the target of me you guard inside your binoculars. In turn, I will surrender this aerial photograph, your vulnerable sections marked in red. I have found so useful. See, we are alone in the dormant field, the snow that cannot be eaten or captured. Here, there are no armies. Here, there is no money. It is cold and getting colder. We need each other's breathing warmth. Surviving is the only war we can afford. Stay walking with me. There is almost time, if we can only make it as far as the possibly last summer. Thank you.
All right, let's give a warm welcome and round of applause to our next poet, Janessa Mandia.
Hello, my name is Janessa Montilla, and I will be performing a thank you note by Michael Ryan. For John Scoils. My daughter made drawings with the pens you sent. Line drawings that suggest the things they represent. Different from any drawings she, at 10, had done. Closer to real art, implying what the mind fills in. For her mother, she made a flower, fragile on its stem. For me, a lion, calm, contained, but not a handsome one. She drew a line for me once before on a get well card and wrote, I must be brave, even when it's hard. Such love is healing, as you know, my friend, especially when it comes unbidden from our children, despite the flaws they see so vividly in us. Who can love you as your child does? Your son so ill, the brutal chemo, his looming loss owning you now, yet you would be this generous to think of my child. With the pens you sent, she has made, I hope, a healing instrument.
All right, let's give a nice warm welcome and round of applause for our next poet, Hadley Murphy.
Hello, my name is Hadley Murphy, and my poem is Uptown, Minneapolis, Minnesota by Hugh Min Win. Even though it's May and the ice cream truck parked outside my apartment is somehow certain, I have a hard time believing winter is somehow all of a sudden over.
The worst one of my life, the woman at the bank tells me. Though I'd like to be, it's impossible to be prepared for everything. Even the mundane hum of my phone catches me off guard today. Every voice that says my name is a voice I don't think I could possibly leave. It's unfair to not ask for the things you need. Even though I think about it often, even though leaving is a train headed somewhere I'd probably hate. Crossing Lindale to meet a friend for coffee, I have to maneuver around a hearse that pulled too far into the crosswalk. It's empty. Perhaps spring is here. Perhaps it will all be worth it. Even though I knew even then it was worth it. Staying, I mean. Even now, there is someone, somehow, waiting for me. Thank you.
All right, let's give a nice, huge round of applause and warm welcome to our next poet, Abigail Pruden.
My name is Abigail Pruden, and this is We Are of a Tribe by Alberto Rios. We plant seeds in the ground and dreams in the sky, hoping that someday the roots of one will meet the upstretched limbs of the other. It has not happened yet. We share the sky, all of us, the whole world. Together, we are a tribe of eyes that look upward, even as we stand on uncertain ground. The earth beneath us moves, quiet and wild, its boundaries shifting, its muscles wavering. The dream of sky is indifferent to all this, impervious to borders, fences, reservations. The sky is our common home, the place we all live. There we are in the world together. The dream of sky requires no passport. Blue will not be fenced. Blue will not be a crime. Look up. Stay a while. Let your breathing slow. Know that you always have a home here.
All right, let's give a nice warm welcome and round of applause for our next poet, Evelyn Sanchez.
My name is Evelyn Sanchez, and I will be reciting Revenge by Leticia Elizabeth Landon. I gaze upon her rose-wreathed hair, and gaze upon her smile. Seem as you drank the very air, her breath perfumed the while. And wake for her the gifted line that wild and witching lay, and swear your heart is as a shrine that only owns her sway. 'Tis well, I am revenged at last. Mark you that scornful cheek that I averted as you passed. Spoke more than words can speak. I, now, by all the bitter tears that I have shed for thee, the racking doubts, the burning fears, avenged they well may be. By the nights past in sleepless care, the days of endless woe, all that you taught my heart to bear, all that yourself would know. I would not wish to see you laid within an early tomb.
I should forget how you betrayed and only weep your doom. But this is fitting punishment, to live and love in vain. Oh, my wrung heart, be thou content and feed upon his pain. Go thou and watch her light a sigh, thine own it will not be, and bask beneath her sunny eye, it will not turn on thee. 'Tis well, the rack, the chain, the wheel, far better hast thou proved, even I could almost pity feel, for thou art not beloved. Thank you.
All right. Let's give it up for our final poet of this round, Marina Schmid.
Hello, my name is Marina Schmid, and I will be performing the poem 300 Goats by Naomi Shihab. In icy fields, is water flowing in the tank? Will they huddle together, warm bodies pressing? Is it the year of the goat or the sheep? Scholars debating Chinese zodiac, follower or leader? Oh, lead them to a warm corner. Little ones toward bulkier bodies. Lead them to the brush, which cuts the icy wind, another frigid night swooping down. Aren't you worried about them? I ask my friend who lives by herself on the ranch of goats, far from here, near the town of Ozona. She shrugs. Not really. They know what to do. They're goats. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for everyone who graced the stage and performed for us in our final round and those who performed before. Let me get a round of applause for everyone that's performed. At this time, we're going to take a 10-minute break. And we're going to go ahead and tabulate everything. Feel free to use the restroom, walk around a little bit. We should be back at 2:40 to make the formal announcement of who placed. Everyone gets nice and seated, has some announcements. Super excited. Wait for you all to sit. All right. Before I formally announce who are our first and second place winners, first I would like to thank all of you for participating. All of you got on that stage and you poured your hearts out. It takes a lot of guts to get on that stage. So go ahead and give yourself some snaps. Give yourself some claps. Yes, because regardless of what the results are today, know that you did your best and you did your thing up there. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and announce our first, well, not our first runner-up, our runner-up. Drum roll. Janessa Montoya. All right. You ready to know who won? Well, actually, yes, you're right. Let me go ahead and tell you what you all have won. Probably should have did that beforehand. But yes, at the state level, each winner at the state level will receive $200. That state's winner's school/organization will receive $500 for poetry materials. One runner-up in each state will receive $100, and their school/organization will receive $200 to purchase poetry materials as well. The Poetry Foundation provides and administers all aspects of the monetary prizes awarded for poetry out loud. All right, without further ado, I think it's time to announce our first place winner. But actually, before we get to that, I would like to thank everyone, including our lovely coordinator over here, Lisa. She's been bustling in the background, doing everything to coordinate to make sure that this runs smoothly. So I always like to shout out the people who actually brought forth the event. So another hand clap for her. I want to say thank you to all of our judges. Curtis unfortunately had to leave, but Peyton, Tyler, Aaron, and Miss Susan, well, Dr. Susan. All right, I'm gonna stop playing with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all who won. Drum roll, please. Oh, oh, oh. Not Mr. It makes me sound so old. All right, drum roll, please. Our winner is Nivea Glover. All right. So I would like to thank everyone here, Anne Marie, Michaela. Would y'all mind standing up if y'all are here? Anne Marie's gone. Is Michaela gone too? Okay, she's gone. But yes, I would like to thank everyone that was involved in this event. Special shout out to the IT team back there, Robert. And what's your name? What'd she say? Amanda. Oh, and Amanda. Thank you, thank you. Thank you all for participating in this year's 2024 Poetry Out Loud competition. Have a nice day.